So
tell me about the writing. I know here there's some text that says, what does that say?
on the bottom, a bow, an arrow. No, a bow, some arrows, a pipe, some tobacco. And I'm not sure. I don't remember where I got that from, but I liked it because it was. I think it kind of made reference to this primitive man, and really like all you needed were a couple of arrows and some tobacco. So it's like this idea of simplicity of like what do you really need? You know.
Just a smoke.
Right. Just
and a weapon.
And some smoke for your leisure. So yeah, I mean, and that's harkens back. I think it kind of talks to this desire of maybe wanting a simpler time or a simpler sort of existence.
So I mean, when did you this painting was a couple of it's an older painting, right?
Yeah, I would say late 2009.
And so in some of the other, I'm just going to kind of scan around a bit. Here's another in this work, the bad joke, and then
yeah, this is a recent one. Maybe the
is on me.
Yeah.
And of course, I mean, I don't know if we'll have enough time, in this little clip to talk about all of your use of symbols in the works. But in terms of the text, tell us about this one.
Well, it came out of this. It actually came out of the paintings I see at work. I work at the Museum of Modern Art, and I paint the walls. And I see paintings all the time. And there's one in particular, Ryman's, his black abstraction, which is a black cross, and several different blacks he uses for a very matte, flat finish painting. And I kind of look at this painting and his statement about it, and I feel like there's a joke in there somewhere. Like I feel like he's making is it subtle? Or is he being completely honest? And it's
a contemporary, a modern artist making a joke.
Yeah, and so it's I think about it and I see this thing and it's like, well, how can you put a cross in the middle of a painting and say that it doesn't represent anything? It's non-representational. It's it's kind of, it doesn't really make sense to me. So is he using this cross as a motif, or does it represent something, or is it just compositionally nice? So of course, like if there's a joke, maybe it's a bad one, and the joke is on me. That's kind of where that comes from.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, you're speaking very much about what he meant as the artist, right? So did he mean this or that, and how much in your work, or as you think about your work as an artist, is it about your intention versus what the viewer experiences? So with Ryman, like, does it matter what he meant? If you laugh, then maybe there's a joke there, and if you don't, if you didn't, then maybe there's not.
Yeah, I mean that's a good question. I mean, because Ryman is I say Ryman, but I meant not Ryman, Reinhardt.
Oh, okay, okay.
And so part of the funny thing was too is I meant to say Reinhardt, but I actually wrote Ryman, so it was like a little bit of a Freudian slip on my part, which is another reason why the joke is maybe on me, because Ryman does these pure white paintings.
Well, what about this one? I want to make sure we talk about this masterpiece. What's the name of it again, Bryan?
Apocalypsos Eschaton.
And what's extraordinary, of course, today is Wednesday, February 2nd, and it's a really big day in Egypt. And this is a painting that Bryan started 2 years ago. And of course it looks like today. I mean, literally looks like what is happening in the world today, particularly in Egypt. What does it mean to you to work? I mean, what does this painting mean to you? You've lived with it for 2 years. You were telling me that it's not quite done, but you feel like it needs to be finished soon.
Yeah, this is essentially my apocalypse painting, and it comes out of, thinking about apocalyptic culture, which is, I think, something that we're part of, something that I grew up in. And in a way, it's sort of a, how do you wrap your mind around this, or these possibilities of what it means? And I had several things going on in my head, symbols or ideas or concepts or things that kind of sparked interest in me, that I think I just decided that there was so much, I think, going on in my head, that I figured I have to get it out and put it all into one painting, and that's kind of where this came out of.
Does it resolve anything for you? So as you put things together?
Yeah, going through the process of painting it, and I'm constantly asking why, like, why did I do that, or why did I, and I try to leave things up to chance, but I always come back like, well, why did I, where did that come from, or like, why am I so interested in this, as opposed to that.
I'm just gonna do a little
and so
close up.
as I was painting it, it started to make sense. Like, it didn't start with the title, but probably about halfway through, as I was doing some more research, I came across the title, and then I looked up apocalypse, and realized that it comes from this Greek term apokalypsis, which literally means lifting of a veil. So I think in a way that we've kind of been told that the apocalypse is the end of the world, and really it's not. It's sort of this awakening, where we kind of, maybe not everyone, but a lot of people, I think, will kind of wake up and maybe see the world as something that has potential.